When I opened the door to my lakeside cabin that Friday afternoon, I didn't expect to find a teenager standing there with mirrored sunglasses, a vape pen behind his ear, and a six-pack of White Claw dangling from one hand. He couldn't have been more than 17, his man bun defying physics, and his confidence even more so. "You gotta bounce," he said, adjusting his shades despite standing in the shadow of my porch. "Mum said I can use this place for my graduation bash." "You've had your turn." I blinked, unsure if I'd heard him correctly. "I'm sorry, what?" He grinned, his teeth blindingly white. "You didn't RSVP to the HOA summer kickoff, bro." My turn now. I looked him over, trying to understand where he got that kind of gall. Only one place came to mind, and your mum would be. "Brenda Fitzgerald." He jerked a thumb toward the woods. "Yeah, the HOA president. Runs the whole neighborhood. So yeah, clear out by 6. DJ's showing up at 7. 30 minutes later, the party was broken up by 8 squad cars, 2 K9 units, and a boat patrol. Because this wasn't just a cabin. I wasn't just Dan, the quiet guy on the far edge of Pine Valley Estates. I was Chief Daniel Morrison of the Silver Ridge County Police Department, and that cocky kid had just kicked off the worst night of his life. Let's rewind. I bought this place 3 years ago after my divorce. Quiet, lakefront, tucked in the pines. It was my haven from the daily grind of running a police department. Pine Valley was known for its immaculate lawns, draconian bylaws, and residents with too much time and too little perspective. My place, however, was deliberately isolated privacy in paradise. To my neighbors, I was just Dan, the guy who kept to himself, waved politely, and never left his garbage cans out past pickup. Then came Brenda Fitzgerald, the self-styled queen of the HOA, mother of Tyler, the teenager who tried to evict me from my own property. Brenda was the type who filed complaints over wind chimes and insisted everyone's mulch matched. I stayed under her radar until her son spotted my cabin while paddleboarding. Apparently, it screamed perfect party venue to him. Brenda agreed, mumbling something about community resource utilization. 2 weeks before that fateful Friday, the email started. At first, a friendly suggestion: if you're done using the cabin this season, maybe let the youth enjoy the lake. I politely declined. The next email was more aggressive. She claimed the HOA was reviewing a policy to rotate lakefront properties for youth enrichment events, attaching a draft proposal that looked like it was made in MS Paint. I ignored it. Mistake. A week later, I received a formal letterhead and everything informing me that my property had been selected to host the June Youth Appreciation Weekend. Tyler's graduation party was listed as the inaugural event. I responded with a legally worded email quoting actual property law, emphasizing that private property within an HOA remained private. I thought that would end it. Then the trail camera footage started. Tyler and his friends snapping selfies on my dock, posing with my kayak, even attempting to break into my shed. One photo showed him wearing my lucky fishing hat, the one passed down from my grandfather. On Thursday night, Brenda called me directly. "Dan, let's be reasonable. The kids deserve to celebrate," she purred. "I remember being a kid," I said. "I also remember not trespassing," she huffed. "The HOA has wide authority over community spaces. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. Are you threatening me, Brenda? I'm informing you of your responsibilities." Then she hung up. I took Friday off work and drove out. Good thing I did. My gate was open. Lock cut. Plastic tiki torches stabbed into the ground like cheap steaks. Inside, red Solo cups everywhere, glow sticks taped to my mounted base, and Tyler in my hat, holding court like he owned the place. When he told me to get out, I stepped onto the porch and called it in. "Richardson," I said. "Morrison here. I've got a B&E in progress. Juveniles. Alcohol. Send units. Low profile." I looked at Tyler attempting a TikTok dance. Negative. Light them up. 20 minutes later, sirens echoed through the trees. Squad cars barreled down the road. Teenagers scattered like squirrels. Tyler tried to sprint, tripped over his own flip-flops, and climbed into my canoe to hide. Spoiler: canoes float. Officer Martinez met him mid-lake, hauled him in soaked and suddenly a lot less smug. "I want my mum." Tyler whined. "She's on her way," Martinez said cheerfully. Brenda arrived in her white Range Rover, blaring the horn and demanding the officers move their cars. She stormed out, red-faced in yoga pants and a live laugh love tee. "What is the meaning of this?" she screeched. This was an HOA-sanctioned event. I stepped out in full uniform. She froze. You? I said I worked for the county, I reminded her. Didn't say in what role. This is entrapment. Nope, just enforcement. Your son, on the other hand, posted the evidence himself. I held up screenshots of his Instagram posts. This place about to be lit was particularly damning. Officer Chan escorted a handcuffed Tyler over. Mum, tell them about the community property thing. He whined. Brenda tried to bluff. The HOA has easement rights over lakefront properties. I cut her off. Already checked the bylaws. No such clause. But there is one about respecting private property. Lieutenant Walker stepped up. Chief, we catalogued enough alcohol for a party of 100. There's a spreadsheet for cover charges. Brenda tried one last gasp. That's not illegal. That's entrepreneurial spirit. That's criminal liability, I corrected. And since you facilitated this, that makes you an accessory. Brenda sputtered. I want a lawyer. Good idea, I said. You'll need one. The party cleanup turned into a neighborhood spectacle. By Saturday, an emergency HOA board meeting was called. I attended in uniform with security footage and email printouts in hand. The community center was packed. Brenda looked pale, flanked by two board allies who avoided eye contact. I call. This meeting to order, she said weakly. Motion to add agenda item, said Robert Jameson, retired attorney. Discussion of the president's criminal behavior. That's not allowed, Brenda snapped. Actually, Robert said, lifting a copy of the bylaws, section 12.4 says any board member facing criminal charges must step down pending resolution. Those were just citations. I stood. Would the board like to see footage of Tyler breaking into my cabin? Or text messages threatening to seize my property? The room exploded. Residents who'd stayed silent for years came forward. Complaints about curtain colors, bird feeder bans, and endless fines poured out. Motion to remove Brenda Fitzgerald as president. Someone called, seconded, echoed across the room. The vote was unanimous. Even her allies voted to oust her. You can't do this, she snapped, knocking over her chair. This community needs me. What we need, Robert replied, is a leader who respects laws and people. She stormed out. You'll regret this, she shouted. Your property values will tank. Only thing tanking, I said, is your son's college application. Over the next few weeks, everything unraveled. Tyler pleaded guilty to misdemeanors. 6 months probation, 100 hours of community service, and $2,000 restitution to me. The judge also made him write a 5-page essay on property rights. Brenda wasn't so lucky. She was fined, ordered to parenting classes, and then hit with more charges because the board's audit revealed she'd embezzled $47,000 over 3 years. Those community retreats, spa weekends, HOA funds had paid for massages, mani-pedis, and champagne brunches. She was arrested, arraigned, and charged with felony embezzlement. At sentencing, the judge was blunt. Mrs. Fitzgerald, this isn't a misunderstanding. This is theft. She was given 3 years, 1 in prison, 2 suspended, plus probation and restitution. I saw her once more at the grocery store. No makeup. Sweatpants. She spotted me, turned away, then stopped. I hope you're happy, she said bitterly. All this over a stupid party. No, I said. All this because you didn't respect a simple no. She didn't reply. Just mumbled. They said I'll serve a year. I shrugged. Actions have consequences. She turned and left. The trial ended last month. Tyler now works at a hardware store, slowly paying off what he owes. The new HOA board is sane, fair, and even offered to cover the rest of my property damage from recovered funds. I declined. Peace.